Is it okay to wear your shoes inside your house? Or should you take your shoes off once you get inside the door and walk around your house without your outside shoes? I mean, is one better than the other? Does it not matter? What should you do? Should you go shoe-free in the house or not? First of all, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to write in the comments, what do you do? Do you live in a shoe-free household or not, and why? I'm going to tell you what I do. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm also going to tell you what I think we probably should do. Now, let me first start out by saying there's a number of people who really don't think it matters much whether we wear our outside shoes in the house or not. Some people argue, they say, well, hey, you know what? There are germs everywhere. There are germs outside and there are germs inside. Not only that, some people argue that, being exposed to germs might even help our immune system. Perhaps there's a plus to being around outside germs that may come in from our shoes. In addition to that, some people also argue, they say, well, hey, what's the difference between wearing your shoes from outside inside the house? How is that different from, say, your dog going out to, go for a walk or use the bathroom or whatever and coming back in and not wiping off the paws of your dog? Or how is that different wearing your outside shoes inside? How is that different from your handbag, your purse, your book bag or whatever, setting that on the ground or the floor or on grass or whatever? Your kids waiting at the bus stop and they're putting their bag down. How is that any different? Some people may argue. And I have to say, they might be onto something, okay? I do, and I can see some merits in that. But I actually do think it goes a little bit beyond that. As you can probably tell, I am a fan of taking your shoes off at the door and not wearing your outside shoes throughout the house. In fact, that's what I do in my own house. I have for as long as I've had my own house. Why do I do it? Number one, it keeps the carpets clean. I don't have carpets now, but when I have in past homes and apartments, it keeps the carpets clean. Number two, it makes me feel like I'm minimizing outside germs and things like that into the home. And while, yes, I agree with some of the other folks that say, well, how is that different than a pet or a dog or putting your bag down? While I agree with that argument, I also argue, however, that there are other things that we are potentially avoiding by not wearing outside shoes inside the house. Let me give you some examples, okay? Yes, we talked about the germ thing. Some people say the germs are actually not so bad to be exposed to, but in addition to sort of the average germs, there are also what we call drug-resistant bacteria, drug-resistant bugs, meaning bugs that are hard to kill or could cause really severe illness that are hard to treat if someone were to become infected with them. Those bugs are also hanging around in the environment in certain places, and I don't really want drug-resistant bugs, bacteria, etc. in my home, okay? That's one reason, sort of a step beyond the average bacteria or bug. The other thing is, let's talk about those of us with asthma, allergies, things like that, okay? Especially if you've got outdoor allergens, or it doesn't even matter. The truth be told is, remember, pollen and dander and dust and dirt, etc., can be brought in by your shoes. And if you are sensitive to those things in terms of allergic reactions, allergies, etc., that may not be helping your allergies. I know I suffered with allergies in the springtime, certainly more now as an adult than I ever have, but keeping my shoes at the door, I hope, is helping minimize the amount of allergens that I'm exposing myself to by leaving my shoes, which might have some allergens on them, at the door, okay? That's another reason. Some other reasons that scientists have mentioned over the years, environmental scientists in particular, things I had not thought about before doing a little reading for this segment. Number one, think about like lawn chemicals, pesticides, things like that. Your kids running through the yard or running through a yard, the schoolyard, you running through a yard, grass, etc. What are there? They're pesticides. There are chemicals. There are a lot of things perhaps in that grass. And the thing, what do we know about pesticides and some other chemicals that we may use for lawns? We know that they actually may be or contain endocrine disruptors. These are chemicals that can actually impact hormones in our body or have hormonal effects themselves. Yeah, it's a whole thing, these endocrine disruptors. I'm not going to go into it more now, but there are chemicals that can affect hormones or even act like hormones. It is a little scary if that's what you're thinking, but what's I'm thinking right now is particularly I don't want those in my home. Meaning if I can stop them at their tracks, if they're on my shoes or things like that, I'd like to take those shoes off at the door and not bring them further into my home if I had the choice. And I do have the choice, so I don't, okay? So that's another reason. Another reason I've got, hey, there's more for you. And see what I mean by saying it goes a little bit beyond just the average sort of, dirt and dust and mud, perhaps. The other thing is potential cancer-causing chemicals or toxins, right? Whether it's from, construction that's going on, construction materials, you're walking out there in the elements, and literally, guys, we are literally exposed to all sorts of stuff that we don't even know we're exposed to. And there could be potentially cancer-causing particles, materials that land on the bottom of our shoes just because, honestly, we're walking through a lot of stuff, okay? And if those 4 things were not enough to sort of make you say, oh, okay, think about like the grimiest, grossest, dirtiest bathroom, public bathroom that you have ever been to, and maybe how you walked in on your tiptoes because it was gross. And remember that your shoes were on that floor, the bathroom that you probably scooted out of it just as quickly as you came in because you were like, oh my gosh, I can't stand it. Okay? Remember that. Now, of course, as we walk, there's going to be some exchange of bugs and germs and particles and stuff, obviously. But the truth is, like, if you have the choice, do you want to track that through your house? That's really how I think about this, right? Okay, even if it doesn't cause that much damage, why would I want to take the chance? And I would say for some people, there is a higher risk, right? Think about little babies, little toddlers and little ones that are crawling on the floor. Mamas and daddies, you need to keep them floors spotless, clean, because you want the babies to be able to explore and grow and develop, but you also want to minimize their exposure to yucky stuff, like things that can be on the bottom of our shoes, okay? The other thing would be people who are potentially immunocompromised, cancer patients, etc. Why take the risk, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. Why take the risk? Now, you might be saying, all right, Dr. Jen, that sounds really nice, but like, hey, I have plantar fasciitis. I need to be wearing support on my feet. I have this condition. I've got this condition. I have balance issues. I need to wear good soled shoes in the house. No problem. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay? Because my suggestion here is that you simply get a pair of shoes that are your inside shoes. That's right. Just like we have our inside voice, have your inside shoes. Those are the shoes that don't go outside. A nice, squeaky clean pair of shoes that are clean at the bottom that you wear inside your house for the purpose of what you need it, okay? So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I've changed your mind about wearing your shoes from outside inside. Let me know if I haven't changed your mind. Let me know, again, what you do, what you don't do. But those are the reasons why I don't wear shoes inside my house. And I ask my friends and family who are coming over to take their shoes off as well. So let me know where you stand on this debate, guys. I am Dr. Jen Caudle, practicing family physician, on-air health expert, and video creator. I do daily videos on Facebook. Please like and follow my page. For those of you who send stars, thank you so much in advance. I so appreciate you. Consider joining my subscription groups for exclusive content on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I see you. Please subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell for updates. Also, guys, make sure you go to drjencaudle.com. That is my website. I've got a subscription to my daily health tips. You can sign up for my free health newsletter, all sorts of stuff. Also, remember, I'm on TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn and all sorts of things at Dr. Jen Caudle. Okay, that's a mouthful. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon.